You're such an asshole.
Where'd it go? Hey, asshole. That's me. The world's only professional asshole at assholeconsulting.com, where you can give me your money and questions in that order. Hey, asshole. My brain is fucked and I need your help. I'm a 25-year-old male living in a major U.S. city. I'm a software engineer. For the past 8 months, I was in a relationship with a high-end stripper. We are talking 2000 a night, average 10 out of 10 girl. It was a hell of a beating on my ego getting to be in a relationship with her. Oh, I'm just surprised you're fighting to get in a... I mean, bang, yes. Pussy on the side, sure, fine. Be in a relationship? No. The competition was fierce. I somehow pulled it off. By the way, I wasn't some chump who paid for her shit. She was actually almost my sugar mama. I was broke at the time. The entire time we were in a relationship, I was filled with insecurities. There's old-timers that are already shaking their heads. I know. We'll get to it, guys. The fact that men played with her tits for money, the massive amount of guys she'd fucked prior, and the overwhelming feeling of being disposable. The relationship itself wasn't perfect either. We fought a lot. So in short, I ended it. Immediately after we ended, she is dating other guys. Well, of course, she's a 10 out of 10. I was right. I'm disposable. I've tried to dumb my pain down by fucking lots of girls. Of course, easier said than done. I occasionally fuck an ugly girl. What am I to do, asshole? I feel as if I have no value. I try to pick up chicks. They aren't interested. The market is saturated with dicks. My ex makes over $100,000 a year based solely on her looks, never pays her tab, and any guy she wants, she can have. I haven't even landed a single A+ in bed after a few months of trying. I feel there's two options. One, somehow prove to myself that I have value in the dating world. Two, transcend this need to validate myself and accept I'm a dude and have no value in the dating world. Or three, stop being a fucking pussy. I'm kidding, I added that third one. But yeah, seriously, three, stop being a fucking pussy. P.S. Dating a sexy stripper may sound fun, but if you catch feelings, it's hell on earth, and you may just end up with as many mental issues as her. By the way, I'd like a video, thanks, and we'll keep you anonymous. Alright, I took some notes because I had to think while I was going through it. Alright. First question. Why are you obsessed with nailing hot chicks as the primary determinant of your value in life? Okay? What derives your value as a man is what you produce and contribute to society. It doesn't necessarily have to be payment. Typically, that's how we measure it. Like you're a software engineer. That's a highly compensated field. So, and you're delivering good value to society, and they pay you more. But there are other things. Being a good father. In my case, being an author or an artist like the great Matt Baldoni. What are you contributing to? That is how men and women derive value unto themselves. Now, being physically attractive or being charming and charismatic, that is a very narrow measure of success. There's a very narrow definition of value because you're saying you're chartering. You're chalking up your entire life's value to whether or not you can get your dick wet by hot chicks. And whereas I can understand genetically and biologically where you're programmed to, like you're driven to that, some even emotionally and psychologically men derive the value based on how many chicks they can nail. Dude, you have got to get over that fucking shit. Okay? That is not what determines your value. Right? If anything, it's the reverse. I mean, beauty is how women derive their value. I'd say the lion's share of it. But then also, it's not just, do you have a cute set of tits and can you bag a rich guy? There's also other things they can do. But especially for a guy, unless you're super tall and super good looking and super ripped, you typically have to have something else in the game to attract a long-term quality girl. And on top of it, we're just talking sex. We're not talking a quality girl here either. So right now, just the way, let's go through some of the things. You felt insecure, your entire insecurities when you're dating a stripper. What were you expecting? Like she was going to stop and she was just going to become like fucking June Cleaver? Overwhelming feeling of being disposable. So yeah, you are disposable. To a stripper, a 10 can Every guy's disposable. A stripper will always go for higher and higher. And the paradox, the problem, the true trap strippers or hot chicks, really hot chicks fall into, is they think there's always hotter and better. And then they have that for such a long period of time during their youth and their attraction that they think it will go forever. And then they keep betting higher and higher when the market no longer wants to have anything to do with them. Then they end up the old, bitter old hag who doesn't want to give up the party life and never cashed in her chips to sell for a steady Eddie. Because she could always get the football player, or the investment banker, then the surgeon investment football player, then the astronaut came in, who was a surfer and a shark hunter at the same time. But yeah, dude, the problem is with you. You're insecure. You're worried about being disposable. Dude, that's in relationships. That should be, if you want to be traditional, Big Toe, you put that shit all like prioritized down below. Your focus and your value is you. What do you achieve in life? What do you stand for? What do you do for a job? What cool hobbies do you have? Whether girls suck your dick or not, that truly is probably one of the least... Yeah, it's cool, like, hey, dude, you see that guy who walked in and checked her out? I understand. It's like, wow, he something with him. What the... You want to be that guy, everyone. It's great. When I walk into the bar with a girlfriend, I'm a short fuck. I walk in with my girl, she's tall and all that. And it's a pretty cool feeling. The guy, I like when people say, what the fuck has he got that I don't? I like that feeling. But you know what? That doesn't keep me up at night. And I could probably do without it. What gives me value is the fucking hell I went through, the shit that I worked on, the accomplishments that are completely under my control. And yeah, okay, if I got my dick wet a lot more times than the average, fine, but that is truly on the bottom of my list of accomplishments. You are 25, you are young, you're an IT nerd, I understand, and you think that it's all girls. Girls are the scoreboard by which men keep track of their dick size. That is not the case. You have got to get out of that mentality, and you really got to reprioritize women to the bottom. You are putting women number one. I can already tell, because you are sad and depressed, and you're worried. Put that bitch down below, all right? I'm not saying put her at the bottom. I'm not saying be a hate-filled, virgin towel, but women are not the number one priority in your life. That's nothing unique. Every guy wants to chase girls and get pussy. Oh, big deal, you got laid. Ooh, like every other guy. Except for the virgin towels in the history of the world. You like girls with big tits. Wow, shocking. That's not unique. You got to focus on you. You put yourself up here, and then girls down here, and then the girls will inevitably follow. Okay. Second point. Okay, what did you think was going to happen dating a stripper? I feel so insecure. If you're insecure, why are you dating a stripper? You gotta be aloof as fuck and confident in fuck. Not to mention, you gotta just be like, I can let her go. I don't need her. I mean, you would not hitch your sails to this boat or whatever the saying is. You gotta basically be comfortable with that your girlfriend is a whore. That your wife is a whore. And that's fine. She gets paid for money to have sex. And there are some people that can pull that off. That they're mentally attracted to each other. There are people who are married. I'm sure there's strippers and prostitutes and... porn stars. They have actually probably reasonably healthy marital relationships. It's just that you as a guy have to be okay, yeah, she's time-shared. That's fine by me. And if you have nothing else going on in your life and the only thing in your life is a girl, yeah, I could imagine that, like, you're like, oh my god, but if you're kind of like, oh, on the onset, she was honest with you. It wasn't like you didn't know she was a stripper. And I think what strippers probably look for, well, aside from money and a rich guy, would be a guy's like, oh yeah, you're stripping, babe? Cool, I'll catch you later, bye. So, but you gotta be totally comfortable within yourself. Like, and then you don't really need another girl. You could do without her. She could, and frankly, unless it's, a stripper is one thing. A prostitute, and it would have to be the type of stripper like, yeah, I do this just to make money, and she's like in med school or something on top of it, of which there's a fair amount of women. But she's your typical little 18-year-old coke-whore single mom who's stripping because, what are you doing fishing in that pond? That is not quality material. That's fuck material. And even then, I'd be worried about STDs. That is fuck material. Maybe bragging material, say, yeah, I dated the stripper. But that is not anything you put one cell of your entire heart into. That's just a place you put your dick into. So, anyway, so if you're ever going to date a stripper again or a prostitute, you got to remember, you got to be aloof as fuck. You got to be confident as hell. And you got to you have to be perfectly okay with her getting fucked by other guys. Some guys can do it, some guys can't. So, And then finally, yeah, I have the notes. You're an insecure pussy and need to stop deriving value from women you date. I thought, oh, that's a little harsh to say. No, it's absolutely 100% not harsh to say because it's true. You got to find out something of value in your life that is not dependent on women. Because let's think about value. What speaks to you as an individual? The things that you control. Look, every blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. I dated a couple cheerleaders from the Timberwolves and the Vikings. That was the other one. I've gotten girls that were way out of my league, but I didn't derive my value from that. I didn't say, oh wow, this is. Like I said before, I look at my accomplishments and achievements. I look at things that are 100% under my control because that is the testament to me. That is the proof, the empirical proof of what I, Aaron Clary, as an individual have done. So when people die, I'm not going to, on my tombstone, my list of accomplishments is not going to be hot chicks I nailed out of my league. It's going to be, I did asshole consulting. I wrote these books. I did a lot of motorcycle riding. I did some mountain climbs. All 100% under my control. Those are accomplishments that are 100% under your control, and then speak to your character and caliber as an individual. That's where I would focus on. And everybody, I know you guys are young, but please get this through your fucking head. The way to get women is not to chase them. The long-term way to get women consistently and reliably is to do your shit and then they follow. A friend of mine, Vince, he says, I have the bus. There are seats on the bus, but I am driving the bus to my destination. You may get on the bus, and you may go with me to the destination, but you are not driving the bus. This is my bus. You can get on it. We're going to now, maybe you could just ride the bus a couple miles and I drop you back off. That's fine too, but I am in charge of the bus, and that is exactly what you have to do. If girls want to come along, fine, but you're going to become a software developer, ping pong table champion, weightlifter, Pokemon master. That's a cool freaking life, man. That's all. Or you want to become choose your poison, whatever your hobbies are. You go and do that, and if girls want to get on the bus, they will. And they will. There are girls all over on different routes the buses are going to. You're not going to find a stripper at a software development conference, terribly sorry. But you might find a cute enough 6.5, 7, who is a better programmer than you are, and you're just kind of taken by her wit, charm, and superior programming ability. She's going to be on the bus, and that's going to be less hell and less stress. Yeah, she's not going to be a 10. You don't want a 10. Trust me, I've dated 2, maybe 3 10s, certainly 3 9s. They're not worth it. They are not, because they're so good looking that they're not dateable. I mean, watch the Hot Crazy Matrix. That's not bullshit. That's law. That's like Kepler's laws of physics, okay? But yes, please, go do your own thing first. Build up your confidence in your own abilities and accomplishments. If a girl comes along, cool. But stop deriving your fucking value by the chicks you date. Because that doesn't speak to you. That just speaks to, it may speak to your charm and charisma, but it's a whole, that's 50% of the other equation. It's what she wants. She could have been totally going after you for your money. She might have found out that you were a stable guy and she was sick and tired. She just needed a psychological crutch to lean on until she got her bearings straight. Who, Lord knows what reason she dated you. But a 10 does not date a normal guy for good, noble, and holy reasons. It just doesn't happen. I mean, maybe it does. Don't send me the one instance in America where, I dated a 10 and she was, okay, I don't want to hear about it. But for the rest, 99.999% of the instances, yeah, you don't want to date a 10. You don't get in a relationship with a 10. You just don't. You don't want to date not high quality, super hot, attractive women. Maybe a 9. I met one 9 that was nice. But we dated ever so briefly and then she went away. But honest to God, yeah, just avoid 9s and 10s. Stop deriving your value from women. Go do your own thing. Find a solid 7 or maybe an 8, then you start getting the crazy girl area. But whatever you do, you are going to have a much more miserable 2/3 of a remainder of life. You're a third dead, okay? You're a third dead. Don't piss off the remaining 2/3 of your life being miserable, chasing chicks, and deriving your value from them, okay? You got more important shit to do in your life. Every guy has chased chicks since time immemorial, okay? Be different. Do your own things and have the chicks chase you. Best of luck to you. Toodles.